Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
Hey,
We are
guys.
alive. This is the Thank Me Later podcast. It's been a while, but in case you don't remember, this is your boy Nutty.
And Slow Jam Philly.
Listen, man, we've been gone for a while. There's reasons for it. We're going to dive into it in this episode. Most of this episode is going to be pretty much a catch-up on, I guess, the last month and a half to 2 months.
Life, COVID, trials and tribulations, hardships.
Yeah, man.
You know, everything that you guys are going through that you guys might not want to speak about, might not want to talk about. I mean, hear from us because, I mean, in reality, that's what lifestyle everything is about. And we want to show you guys that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Facts, man. So there's no hot take in this episode. We are going to jump into the nitty gritty because, I'm not sure how many of the people that really listen to our podcast are interested in knowing, but the last month and a half to 2 months have been a show. Of course, everybody knows what's going on in the world, and we'll dive into that too. But for us personally, I mean, we're going to pretty much just start at the top, man. So, so basically, since our last podcast episode, me and Phil and a group of friends decided to go on a trip. We had the trip planned for a while, like before COVID hit. We had a trip to North Tahoe planned to go vibe, chill, and just relax. COVID hit. We were contemplating, should we still go? Should we do it? Is it safe? And, the way of thinking was, so 4th of July weekend, South Lake Tahoe was bombarded with a ton of people. And we all saw that. We're like, well, we're going to North Tahoe. So we should be good.
You're not getting us out there, Rona.
You ain't getting us, Rona. So we all head up on a Friday, had an Airbnb. It was dope. You know, we had dinner that night. And Saturday during the day, went to the beach, came back to the Airbnb, did dinner, woke up Sunday, cleaned up, checked out the Airbnb, and sure enough, get home Monday and Tuesday, more than half of our group had symptoms of coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Phil talk about his how, what basically happened to him. So I'll let him go first, and then I'll dive into what happened to me. So Phil, tell everybody, Monday and Tuesday, how you felt and what happened.
Well, everybody's symptoms are different, just so you guys know. I'm sure you guys know that. I'm surprised it hit me so fast because I don't get sick. Last time I was sick was probably like 3 years ago. So that's how I knew something was up. I told my fiance I had the shivers that night. I said, I got the shivers. Like, something's up. Like, is it hot? And then I'm sweating. And then I'm heckin' cold. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, something's up. Then I have a headache. Then I had a headache. So, I mean, it kind of just felt like the flu. So Monday and Tuesday were probably the worst days for me physically. And then, of course, gradually over time, they got better. But that was like kind of like the worst of my symptoms right there. Then I got tested. Of course, I had it. My fiance had it. So it was kind of like, just quarantining, drinking a lot of fluids, taking a lot of Tylenol, emergency, drinking orange juice, stuff like that. But other than that, I'm good. Like, I'm good. But it was definitely a process. I mean, and it made me be more aware. But not saying that somebody gave it to me, of course. But we don't know who. So we don't know if it was the Airbnb. We don't know.
That's the speculation. We don't know if someone came with it
and didn't know about it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because we did go to a restaurant that had indoor seating. We don't know if it was there. We don't know if it was the Airbnb and it wasn't clean that well.
Right.
We literally just don't know.
Right.
But yeah, I think Phil probably came out of this thing the easiest. Me, on the other hand, listen, Tuesday came, I had the shakes, I had headache, I had a cough, I had nausea, and I had no appetite. And the cold part of having no appetite, which this may be TMI for some of y'all, diarrhea with no appetite is no joke, okay? That was like, out of everybody, I can probably guarantee I had it the worst. We got back Tuesday. The hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I'm in bed, I can't do nothing. And the cold part is so my symptoms are that Tuesday. I felt a little better Wednesday, had a cough, and I was like, okay, I think I could tough this out, because after Tahoe, I had another trip to Seattle with two of our other boys that Thursday to Sunday. So I'm like, I'm gonna tough it out. I'm taking Tylenol and Advil, and I got cough drops with me. I'm like, I'm gonna be cool. Which, on looking from the outside, looking in from what I felt, like, Nutty is generally up here when it comes to energy. When I got to Seattle, my energy was like here.
Yeah. That's where you probably really knew like something was up.
Yeah, like I got out there, and again, my appetite wasn't there, but I knew I had to eat something. I ordered some Thai food, took 2 bites, didn't want no more of it. Went to sleep, slept fine out there. The cough was going stupid. I was taking hot showers to try to like make myself feel better. All that did is put me sort of back even, like not even my normal self. And basically the trip was just a waste. I shouldn't have went. But go to Seattle. I come back home Sunday. The next 2 weeks, I was in bed 24/7. I couldn't eat nothing. Had no appetite. Felt like shit. Like, I wasn't personally worried, but I have a aunt and a mom that are worriers. And any of you that have family members who are legit worriers, texting me 24/7, and if I don't respond, full on bug out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking my brother. So I'm in, like, I'm not responding to no group chat messages. Phil's texting me, calling me. I ain't responding to nothing. My mom's calling, texting me. I'm not responding to nothing. One text I did pay attention to, my brother texted me and was like, man, hey, you good? I'm like, man, I'm trying to get through it. Hey, call your moms, because she over here at the house crying,
man,
praying, and full on bugging out. And I'm like, oh my God. That's the one moment where I wasn't worried, but in my head, I'm like, you got to get over it. Like, you ain't about to let Rona get you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the whole time I knew I would eventually get over it, because I didn't have to go to the hospital, none of that stuff. But I basically was bedridden for 2 weeks. And if you guys have not noticed, the slimmer face, because of COVID, I knocked 30 pounds off.
Crazy.
And that's basically what that particular part of July was like. The COVID, getting over that, and it was worst experience of my life, to be honest with you. But I've been fully healthy for 2 weeks now, and the precaution level is back up here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mask all time, sanitizer with you. Like, you do not want to get this shit, man. Like, listen, if you are a conspiracy theorist and you don't believe in this shit, look at my face. I'm telling you, this shit is real.
It's real.
It can kill you. Like, I felt like a couple of times I was going to have to go to the emergency room. It can kill you. So take it seriously, please. Okay. So
Thank
that's,
God you're all right.
thank God. Hey, the Lord got me through it. Praise the Lord. So that's the first part of our hiatus. I'm gonna let Phil dive into the second part, and of course, I'm going to comment because it affected me too. So let's talk about what else we've been through the last
What
month.
else? What else besides the Rona? After the Rona, what did we do next? My father passed away. If you guys didn't know, he was sick. He had Parkinson's. Probably people have known. I mean, if you know me, you've known about it. But those who might watch this, who don't know like our personal lives so much, my dad had Parkinson's for probably about 6, 7 years now.
And fought it like a
Um,
champ, man. Let's
yeah,
put that first. He
yeah,
fought that thing like a champ, man. Parkinson's,
yeah.
man. But go ahead, Phil.
Yeah. So he's a strong dude, and it was tough seeing him the way he was or whatever, but I'm glad that he's resting now, and he's not suffering. So that's just what I've been going through, and Danny as well, because if you guys again don't know, that's my cousin. So that was like that's Danny's uncle.
Mhm.
So Danny was real close with him as well. So yeah, just going through that. And just kind of adapting to this change in life. It's kind of, I mean, you don't really know how to put it,
Mhm.
because I still don't really know. Like sometimes I don't know how to like I had a tough weekend this weekend. Just not really knowing how to. I don't know. I mean, I always think I'm a thinker, so I had a tough weekend, kind of figuring out
How to process.
how to process, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I was just talking to people and talking to my mom and my fiance and stuff like that, and just trying to figure out um, just how to process it. And I started feeling, and I of course I believe in anxiety and things like that. I don't know if it's me just having a broken heart. I don't know what it is, but I felt like my heart was beating real fast. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like everything was just, there was so many things going on around me and I didn't know how to control all of them. So I had to like rest, but I mean, I've been busy all week because I mean, I have a lot of things coming up in my life as well. So I've been trying to, do that as well as process. So just sitting still. I mean, and sometimes it's okay to be still and be in your feelings and, just be there and be
For
in that
sure.
moment. So that's kind of what I've been doing, especially this week. A lot I've been doing that. And for those of like if your parents pass, things like that, everybody handles it differently. And now I'm just trying to adjust to this new reality of my life. You know, I'm the only boy. I'm the baby, but I'm the only man in the house now. Um, with my dad not being there, and I have two older sisters and my mom. So just like Danny said before, you've been up and down 680, um, going back and forth from home, going to make sure my mom's good, my sisters, just trying to have that balance. So I think adjusting to this new reality has been the toughest thing for me. Of course, missing my father, that's the toughest thing. And not having him there to talk to or give me advice or make jokes or whatever. That thing, I don't think that hurt will ever go away in a sense, but just knowing how to deal with that, that's probably where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So that's been a time, and still trying to be positive, still trying to work on the goals that me and Danny have for lifestyle everything, and have
Mhm.
talks. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I mean, again, that, like, we continue to stress in lifestyle everything. I never want, regardless of how hard, like, again, this has probably been the toughest month of my life. Not probably, it has. But that, I don't ever want that to hinder me, especially knowing the man that my dad is, to ever hinder me from where I'm trying to go. And that's why we always stress that in lifestyle everything, because my dad was very proud to be my dad. I was very proud to be his son, but he was also just very hard on me. He was hard on Danny as well. Danny will tell you. Um, and he wouldn't want me just chilling or, of course it's okay for me to, like, be still and be in my feelings, but he wouldn't want me to give up on any dream or anything
Mhm.
that I'm working on. Because of him, if anything, he would be more mad at me. And if I was doing it, he would give me a sign from up above that, hey boy, you better get right. Shoot, I didn't teach
You
you
know
to be
those,
like that.
I'm telling you, those
So,
signs are gonna be coming in swift. Anytime
yeah.
you feeling like, you know, how this past weekend might have went for you, those signs are gonna be coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like Uncle Phil don't play no games, no matter
Yeah.
where he is right now. Them signs
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be coming. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's fit. Like I Phil had, like I'm gonna tell y'all, the way Phil has handled this, it's been amazing to see because again, you know, prior to this, Phil's always been one of the strongest people I've known. He's always been like there for everybody. You know what I mean? And to have something like this happen, to be strong, still be there for his sisters and his mom, you know, my auntie. It's been so good to see because a lot of people who have known Uncle Phil across his path, they know him well enough to see the shift.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, just for me personally, like I definitely want to get too deep into it because I don't want to get emotional because we still got things we want to talk about in the podcast. But that was one of the toughest things for me is being as sick as I was and not being able to physically be there because like Phil said, Uncle Phil was tough on me because he literally stepped in a place where my parents got divorced when I was 12. And even the crazy part is even before that, like my dad wasn't the dad that was at every game
Mm-hmm.
or the one to really instill much in me. Like he was there, but I always tell people he was a ask your mama type of
Right.
dad. You know what I
Right.
mean? Which as a grown man now, I don't fault him for that because maybe that's just the guy he is or was.
Mm-hmm.
And having my mom and my aunts, I didn't, you know, as a man from birth to 12, I didn't skip a beat. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But the thing that put me in a great place was when my mom and dad divorced and my dad was basically out of the picture. Uncle Phil became the role model that I never had as a father figure. You know what I mean? Like me, like as a kid, me and my brothers with Phil, like every Thanksgiving holiday or Christmas holiday, we would take turns to spend the week either in Fairfield or Phil would come stay with us in Oakland. And those were the bulk of the times where we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Even though there was other family functions we had, but
Yeah.
those
Or summers.
or summers, like we'd
Yeah.
have weekends during summer, but those were really the time where we were able to spend, you know, a 4 to 5 day weekend in Fairfield. It was I noticed the transition when my dad left. Uncle Phil really dove into, you know, we had more talks than we ever had. There was more you know, checking on me than I'd ever had, like, hey, how you doing? And the crazy part is, even though he knew that void was missing, he would, how's your dad? Have you spoke to your dad?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how's he doing? Okay, just want to make sure. And then boom, right into either talking to us about girls, talking to us about life, you know, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So it was great for me to play back all of those memories in my head, even though I physically couldn't be at the service or any of that stuff. So, you know, just thankful for the time and all that stuff, man. Uncle Phil, you know we miss you. We know that you're gonna constantly be giving it, you know, in our ears,
Mm-hmm.
like always.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's basically been the last 2 months, man. Rona tried to get us. We lost Uncle Phil, and but you know, we're thankful for everything. You know, I'm healthy, and me and Phil like we actually had a talk last week. We were like, okay, let's get lifestyle everything back on track. Like, let's get our podcast back on track. Let's, you know, really dive back into what we enjoy doing. So that's basically the conversation we wanted to dive into. Was lifestyle everything is our baby. It's about, you know, living your life regardless of what comes into it, adjusting to what happens, taking the good with the bad, and still trying to flourish. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all the going on in the world, with coronavirus running rampant, with this weirdo still in the White House, and all of that stuff, but still trying to progress and move forward. And that's what we want to strive to push, man. Like, that's the goal. Lifestyle everything, that's the goal, is to, no matter what is going on in life, in the world, you got to sometimes have blinders on and remember the race keeps going, man. Like,
And
that's what it is for me.
yeah, no, most definitely. I just remember when I was younger, my mom or, my dad or somebody would be like, life isn't always easy, or, life isn't easy as you may think it seemed. And, as a kid, you think, okay, like, I get life isn't easy. I mean, things happen, whatever the case may be. But I don't know if it's just losing my dad or whatever, but I kind of understand, like, this whole year. I mean, starting from when Kobe died in January, Nipsey died last year. Just this whole year span is like, life can really pull on you, and it's like pulling you back. It's like pulling you because, I mean, again, for believers, it's the devil pulling you further away from God or whatever the case may be. But it's like it really can pull you and weigh on you. It could really just weigh on you. And if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take, and before you could accomplish any goal you want to, like Danny said, we've been out for 2 months or whatever. We've been trying to take care of ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, everything, trying to take care of ourselves. If you don't take care of yourself first, you can't achieve anything that you're trying to achieve. Like, it just won't happen. And that's kind of where my perspective is. Like, I don't know, life is just crazy to me already, but it's like when you're really when you're able to be still and really just think about life and everything that's happened to you, not just me, but everybody else in general, like people, it's like life is crazy. Like, it's really crazy. Like, and then I'm just thinking, like, man, I'm not gonna allow any type of negative situations or anything to hinder where I'm trying to go, especially me, like, or Danny or whoever it is. I mean, we want to be able to take care of our families. Like, we want to be able to be good. Like, we want to be able to, provide generational wealth for our kids. Like, that's where we're trying to go. So, like, wherever your vision's at, understand it's not going to be easy. And consistency is probably everybody has, like, if you have a vision for something and you're motivated enough, you'll do it. But the hardest thing probably, like we've talked about before, is being consistent. If you can be consistent and keep going, keep doing it, even if you fail the first time, even if we're doing lifestyle everything sport, even if we have 5 kids that come out the first time, us not being like, oh, we're done, we're not going to do it tomorrow, we're not going to do it next week, but us huddling back up together and being like, okay, what can we fix? What can we do? How can we promote more out to people to make it better? Just people not giving up on your goals and understand that everybody doesn't have the same vision as you. Like, sometimes you see how it's me and Danny, lifestyle everything. Any project, anything we do, it starts with me and Danny. Yeah. Everything that we're trying to do, it starts with me and Danny. So granted, me and Danny has a vision regardless of, but we had to accept along the way, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and be okay with that. Even when Danny's frustrated, even when I'm frustrated, it always comes to me calling him calling me, whatever, and understanding that everybody's vision, even the closest people to you, may not be the same as yours, and being okay with that. Because sometimes we could be like, oh, my sister doesn't believe in my vision. Like, she doesn't really believe. That means that I shouldn't I shouldn't keep going with what I'm trying to do. And then people get discouraged or people just don't do it. No, everybody's mind, everybody's vision is not the same as yours. And lifestyle, everything, I mean, hopefully we're teaching you guys and teaching ourselves along the way to fight for your dreams. Do what you want. Your lifestyle is basically everything, and you only get one life. So live it and understand that there is going to be ups, downs, around, circles, backwards, frisbee. There's going to be everything that comes at you, but you just got to keep going.
Facts. And the crazy, like when I tell you people that July was the worst month of my life, like I could have died. Like that's the worst case scenario in life, basically. And the fact that making it out of that and still wanting to get back to pushing our dream of making this business flourish means everything to me. You know what I mean? Like it's, it was the worst month of my life, but it was the biggest eye opener that tells you, listen, man, go get this shit. Like by any means, like go after it because you never know what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy. Like when all this stuff kicked off, man, like people are, of course, taking the precautions to be safe, but so many people, and I was one of them where I'm tired of being in the house,
Mm-hmm.
like, these masks and, all this stuff is going on.
Right.
But when it's knocking at your front door and you realize you gotta make some choices and adjust
Mm-hmm.
to what's going on and literally just deal with it. But the crazy part is like, did we have to go to Tahoe? Probably not. We were bugged. Like we wanted to get the out the house.
All right.
We did it. But, there was consequences with that. We faced those consequences, and now we are teaching ourselves to learn from it. But where we are now, like we said, lifestyle everything is our baby. It's what we want to be doing with our everyday life. Like Phil said, like we got the podcast, the Lifestyle Everything brand is, its own entity. Phil mentioned we're launching a sports academy, LE Sports Academy, and like literally so much more. So we're beyond thankful that we still have the opportunity to do these things, pursue these things, but we're being very, very smart about it right now because of the state of the world. Like there's only so much we can do, but people need to understand that if you're limited on movements, you still got 24 hours in a day. Like I'm on my computer 24/7, either doing some research, typing up something, a different project, getting all my ideas out. There's no reason that even in this climate, this state of the world, that you can't pursue your goals, can't do something new. Like you literally have nothing but time. Like if you don't have COVID and you're just chilling in the house, you literally are sitting on a gold mine if you have an idea, basically.
Right.
Like you're just wasting the talent. If you got the time to do something, there's no better time than now. Because when everything returns back to normal and you haven't done nothing, you're gonna be 100 steps behind the person that was sitting in the house on their computer typing up, jotting all their ideas down, or working on a mission statement for a new business or a project. You don't want to be that person. And we have vowed to each, like, we're not going to be those guys that have so many different ideas of things that we want to do and not have it ready to go when the world basically opens back up, whenever that is, because it's going to happen. Like, we know that, you know, we got the best doctors in the world. There's going to eventually be a vaccine for this. Hopefully we fully get rid of it. But when the world opens back up, you best believe we're going to be 10 steps ahead of the people who are just taking this time for granted. So now that we're healthy, I guarantee you, man, we're going to pick up on our content. Like I said, we're working on LE Sports Academy. We're going to get back to putting the podcast out weekly.
We just got things, man. We
got
just
things,
putting out things, man. Like I tell y'all, man, whatever your dream is. I mean, me and Danny been dreamers forever. So y'all know us. But whatever it is, just understand that your vision is your vision. Like, it sounds simple. Your vision is your vision. That means yours, not somebody else's. That means yours. So that means you got to go after it and you start it. And it starts with you and the people around you who believe from the start, just like me and Danny. And we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna do it, man.
I'm telling you, before we I'm gonna tell you the one rule we cannot stress enough: what anyone else thinks. Like, that is the number. Like, that's the number one thing that deters people from pursuing their goals. Because when you have a great idea, you share it with family, you share with friends, with the hopes that others will be just as excited as you. And when they're not, you think it's whack. That's not how this works, man. Like, everyone I look up to, or follow, or, you know, even like my mentor, Jay Valentine and Tank, I guarantee you, at any point in conversations I've had with Jay, where people's like, you know, pursuing music is stupid, Jay manages Tank and making stupid money. They got their own label now. Like, that's the type of stuff that, like, it's reachable. Like, that's the thing I feel like some people miss, is like, until they see it for themselves and see that it's possible. Like, it didn't take that for me. Like, I always, like Phil said, I've always been a dreamer. I've known what I wanted to do or what I was capable of for a long time. But it took it over the edge when I got into a position to see these things and experience these things. And when I was able to share these experiences with Phil and see that this life that most people will never be able to have, we've seen it possible, been in the mix of all of it, and we're like, we could do this. Like, it's attainable, people. Like, we make it sound easy, but you got to put the work in, and you got to not care you got to be crazy. Like, you literally have to have some screws loose to be able to not care what other people think and go after this crazy thing that you have in your head. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? We'll tell you every day, it's not easy. You got to put the work in, but you can get there. If you just don't give a damn what nobody else say. I'm like, me and Phil gonna ride this thing out until the wheels fall off, and we don't care if it's just us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got friends on top of friends on top of friends, family on top of family. Like, we do not care if it's just us, because when the shit starts rolling, and we're making a living off of the ideas that we've had, you already know it's gonna happen. Like, you know, your people's gonna be like, yo, what's good? Can I fuck with y'all? Can I, like, you know, it's like they didn't see the vision from the beginning, but that's what happens. People, they want to see it first, which is cool. We gonna get there. Best believe that.
We gonna get it, man. Lifestyle, everything, man. Go after what you want.
Go after. Phil, I like that shirt though.
Thank you.
I want to get one of those. I'm gonna need one.
What does it say? Like an uncle, only funner. See also handsome and awesome. Noun, Funkle.
That's
Yeah.
dope, man. But listen, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all listening, man. We just wanted to give y'all an update on life, throw some motivation out there about adjusting with life, how lifestyle, everything literally is what
It's
we've been going, like that's what we've been going through. Your lifestyle is everything.
everything.
You know what I'm saying?
How you live it, how you control it, take care of it. It's everything.
And it's all up to you, baby. That's it. But listen, man, again, we are going to get back to these weekly. Y'all gonna be hearing our voice. We gonna start throwing more content, man. And of course, the last vlog that we dropped was from Tahoe. so hopefully we get a new vlog back out to y'all soon.
But if you watch that, I mean, we was having fun in the house. You guys are gonna see we was having fun in the house. We was in the house.
We was in the house, man. It's crazy. Rona still got to us, but listen, it is a blessing to be healthy. It's a blessing to be back filming. And me and Phil are gonna, like we said, we're gonna keep the stain rocking, man. So we appreciate y'all.
Love y'all.
We'll be back next week. This is the Thank Me Later podcast. We out.
We out of here. Love y'all.
Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so instead.